guys, welcome back. Time for some more Everlasting Summer. The following has adult themes and may have swearing. You have been warned.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Could be a hot chick playing electric guitar. Let's do that. Coming to the staging area, I caught sight of Elisa on stage. Well, wow, she's rocking out. The girl was giving it her all. Her eyes closed, she placed one of her legs upon the speaker and was swaying her body with the music and rhythm. I couldn't recognise the melody, but I was pretty sure that I've heard it before. Probably something from the Soviet rock. I could have named a dozen bands in this genre right off the bat, but I was hardly an expert. Songs seemed really simple, literally a 3-chord progression. Probably even I could have played it, given some time to practice. I wonder where did Eliza get her playing skills? In the USSR, such music had never been nationally acclaimed. The future rock star wasn't taking any notice of me. It was like she was trying to become one with the music, to resound in every note, every bar, in every triplet. Rock heroes of the 80s instantly came to mind. Many of them were devoted to the music in much similar ways. If she gets dressed into something more suitable for the period fashion instead of a pioneer uniform, no one would have noticed the difference. Her performance was coming to an end. Picking up a couple of last calls, Alice, it changed. Wait. It said Elisa. Alice finally noticed me. Is it? Maybe it's a different person. I thought it was Elisa. Is it Elisa? Look! It's not Alice. Changed from Alice to Elisa. Did you like it? She doesn't seem as surprised as I would have expected. Yeah, that was cool. As if you could do better. Smiled Elisa shyly. I'm not saying that I can do better. I'm not a pro in music, no doubt. Yup. I didn't know what to tell her next and was on my way. Wait a minute. What? Heard of the evening disco party? I thought it was just dancing. Disco, dancing, what's the difference? She frowned. Yes, I did. And so what? Are you going to come? With these words thrown, she turned away. I'm not sure. And you? What am I going to do there? Watch a herd of morons? There was some truth in Eliza's words, but this disrespect surprised me. It was clear that I'll start again. I do apologise. It's clear that it's not the idea of disco parties that she hates. But why? What do you mean, why? Well, why don't you want to come? Disco parties ought to be fun. Do you really think so? Annoyance flashed in her voice. Don't know, but I thought that you would. Never liked them, she interrupted me. Absolutely nothing to do at such parties. I see. So what's your plan then? I asked, just to keep up the conversation. Just we'll move on with practicing. What are you practicing? The song, silly ass. You've even heard it. Lisa has gone totally mad. A few more wrong questions. Oh my days, look at her face. Jesus, I will have to run for my life. Who wrote this song? I did. So you've written it all by yourself? By myself. Cool. An awkward silence hung in the air. Well, she's not so manic in her face now. Okay then. Don't you want to listen? Didn't I just hear it? That's not what I meant. She pouted. The whole song. It's just a jam for now. Oh, come on. Do it then. Not right now. Do not do it then. I feel uncertain about what she wanted from me. You mean you don't want me to play? Seems like frustrated her. I got ready for a guitar smash on the forehead or something even worse. But there was only an upset expression over Lisa's face. I want to, I've told you. Come here tonight then and I'll play it for you. Ooh, for me? How cute. Tonight is a dance party. You said that you won't go there. I didn't say that. Frankly speaking, I didn't want to go, but messing up with Dacha was not a good idea. Divanaja? I don't know what that is. Olga won't get it. Screw her, said Eliza, getting up steam. Oh man, she's okay, fair enough. Don't be so manic. Between a shame at the dance party and mad guitar skills, I'd rather pick the last. Good boy. She smiled strangely. I was just thinking of the decision I made was a right one when suddenly I was interrupted by the ringing call-in for the pioneers for lunch. I looked towards the canteen. I suppose it's time to go. Hunger is a sharp thorn. I turned around with an intent to call Elisa to come along, but she looked so cheerless and down. Every musician should know when it's time to leave. I grumbled under my breath. Who is marching forward in a lot? It's our pioneer squad. Pioneers in a lot usually marched to the canteen in the Shavok camp. I was looking for the place where no one would disturb me, just like it happened before, just so I could eat in peace. And for that I had to be at least not the last one to come. But I was pretty sure whatever happens here happens whether I want it to or not. The canteen was full as an egg. There's a saying. Olga was standing at the entrance, guarding like a hawk. Well, Simon, were you working hard today? Hard enough. Well done, truly well done. And the hardest is yet to come. You bet. Fine, take a seat next to the girls. She pointed at the table next to the pillar. Savannah, Liana was already sitting there. Not so bad company. At least not the worst one. I took the meal and came up to them. Simon, don't mind if it's... Oh, why am I announcing his name? Don't mind if it's here? I caught myself sounding a bit scenic. There were no other free spaces anyway. Yes, of course. Please do. Lena remained silent. Today's meal consisted of a plate of borsch. I suspected some meat to be lurking in it, and I had no evidence of that. Some poultry, chances are chicken domin with fried potatoes and traditional glass of compote. I swear they changed the spelling of that every time. I swear it was with a C last time. I found myself liking the local food more and more. I guess I just came to a conclusion that I have no other choice, which means there's no use in complaining. Thank goodness there's something to eat. Coming to the dance party tonight? I don't know. Thought I'd already made my arrangements with Eliza. He'll come. He's got nowhere to go. Johanna said happily. You will come for sure. Of course. I can't miss the opportunity to watch you make a fool of yourself. She got it right so far, I've decided not to reply. And what about you? I asked Lena. Yes, she replied briefly. See, you should go then, said Sylvia, as if leaving me no choice. Don't forget to put your tailcoats on. Apparently, Joanna was so pleased with her joke that she laughed out loud. But I really had nothing to wear. My wardrobe was just a pioneer uniform and winter clothes, which would be inappropriate in the evening. And what will you be dressed in, entertainer? Secret. Will it be a little dress, just like in a kindergarten matinee? Joanna had turned red. She looks like I managed to offend her. No, I'll be wearing a biohazard suit, just so I don't get any infection from you. I wonder what kind of infection are you planning to get from me? Enough, you guys, don't quarrel. Imbecile, of course. Imbecilic, of course. You look like Joanna was highly pleased with her as she thought a brilliant answer again. You know, if you already have a flu, you couldn't catch a cold. It's a game for two. What are you implying? Oh, nothing at all. I looked away slyly. Do you mean that? She got red again. I don't mean anything. Guys. Given that it was Lena who interfered, probably it was really time to stop. She looks pissed off, and she looks like shocked. You'll get what you asked for. What? You finally grow wiser? Instead of replying, it grabbed a plate full of borsch and tipped it over my head. The game was an unexpected finale. Oh, you little... She jumped out of the seat and tried to run away. But this time, she won't get away. I grabbed her hand. And now what? I can just smash her head against the table? This mind lasted for a few seconds. Suddenly, Joanna skillfully grabbed a glass full of compote and splashed it in my face. That way she managed to get my hand off her. Nice. She dashed off the counter and I chased her. Wow. This resulted in several flipped tables, a pile of smashed tableware, five crippled pioneers. So that's it, they're crippled for life. With various injuries and full exhaustion of both parties. A draw of sorts. A benevolent draw. With too much malevolence. We stood before each other, breathing heavy. Tell me you won't behave this way again. And you? Olga sneaked on from behind us. When you look down on it, such a riot couldn't be unnoticed. Well, are you satisfied with yourself now? Her voice appeared to be calm, but I was sure she was just about to explode. And who's going to clean up this mess? Exactly what happened. Who, I'm asking you, who? Him, replied Joanna with fuller confidence. Her, I objected with less confidence. Both. The camp leader has given a quietus to this still ongoing argument. Generally, I wasn't sure that my share of the blame is more than hers, although Joanna didn't have a drop of guilt on her face. Beat it. I'm not cleaning. Nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody got time, no got time, no got time for that. This is her fault. He started it. No, it isn't. Oh, yes, it is. I'm not going to sort out all this nonsense. Simon, go grab a mop and bucket, some cloths. You know, that kind of stuff in the closet. And you. She looked at Joanna in such burning gaze that I felt sorry for the girl. You. Start collecting the broken tableware immediately. Olga took a deep breath and continued. You're nothing but trouble. How many times have I told you? I decided to skip the lecture and went to the closet that appeared to be near the exit. Suddenly a perfect idea flashed in my head. Why don't I just run away? Sure, Olga has caught us already, but I'm not the one to blame. Of course, I'm not that true pioneer she keeps talking about, but in comparison to Joanna, anyway, she's the principal culprit. It's not like I have nothing better to do than clearing up this mess. I have to seek answers. The truth is out there. Somehow flashed through my mind. Let's not run away. Nah, running away is barely a good idea. For starters, Olga has caught me already, and dashing off would only aggravate my punishment. As well as that, I indeed was partially guilty. Of course it was all her fault. But if I haven't reacted like that, probably we would have avoided this thrashing. Probably. I've opened the cabinet and took a broom, mop and dustpan. Olga wasn't anywhere near Joanna by the time. She's gone. Can't you see yourself? Anna looked upset, with all her youthful spirit vanished without a trace. Oh, hang on a sec. I'll go wash myself a bit first. I shot her an angry glance and headed to the exit. I washed the scraps of lunch off me and returned to the canteen. Well, there's no escape. We had to clear up. It's all because of you. Just a single gaze of her gave me the creeps. Of course. That's me who's guilty of everything. That's me who's a local natural hazard. Oh, shut up. Still, it's kind of strange that she's not trying to avoid this cleaning up duty. Joanna had a solid opportunity to just run away and leave me alone, but somehow she did the exact opposite, diligently gathering broken fragments, mopping the floor and picking up the chairs and table. In fact, she was so fast that I had a tough time keeping my pace with her. Now ain't she suddenly acting goody-goody? It's not like I want to spend the whole day in here, you dork. She sounded irritated. Listen, you've got to understand that no one can behave like that. At least to such an extent. Somehow I thought of doing some moral talks with her. I haven't done a thing. It was you who was calling me names. Joanna grabbed a bucket and mop and went to the farthest corner of the canteen. Looks like she's still angry. Looking back at the mountain of broken tableware, I finally got to understand the scale of the catastrophe. We're lucky that at least... Oh, excuse me. We're lucky at least the forks and spoons are made of metal. We still got something to eat with. But there are hardly any plates left. Hey. Joanna called me with a shout. I came closer. I don't get it. Why do you hate me so much? Ah. Her face became so serious that I was ready to believe that it was not just another of her tricks. Why do you think so? I've no idea. That's exactly why I'm asking you. I don't hate you. It says that sometimes you behave as, well, you know, as simple as that, but still true. As what? I've no idea. She lifted her gaze, boiling at me with curiosity. Well, for starters, what's the great idea of pouring the compote all over me? You were asking for it. She smiled for the first time since we started cleaning. Yeah, exactly. I heaved a deep sigh. So what do you expect from the others then? Nothing, she replied acidly. This discussion was over, so I just continued cleaning up in silence. It took us a few hours to fix the canteen. At least all the broken tableware was gone. The canteen, the chair was gone. Chairs and tables were in their designated place. The floor looked clean. We were sitting together with Joanna next to the food counter, breathing heavy, deservedly resting. Now you see how much effort had to be put in because of a silly trick. But I'm not tired at all, though the sweat pouring down her face told the opposite. Oh well, good for you. So what are we going to do next? I have no idea about you, but I'd rather go. No, that's not all. You have to... She hesitated. You have to help me with another little thing. Thinking of another silly prank? You bet. She was smiling broadly. I'm not your man here. I'm more than fed up with just one punishment for today. Okay, here's the deal. If you're going to help me now, there won't be another single prank. Sure, that was an inviting prospect, but somehow I couldn't bring myself to trust Joanna for a moment. Well, it won't hurt to ask. So what's your cunning plan? We're gonna steal the candies. What? I should have expected something like that. Candies are for kids. So the chef will come out and dump... soon the chef will come out and dump the trash can. Nobody's gonna see us. Count me out. Whatever. She grunted and turned away. Then I'll do it myself. And I won't allow... I couldn't even finish the sentence as Joanna already jumped over the counter, ran into the cabinet, opened up the door and rummaged through it. Hey, cut that. It's not like you haven't got enough problems with Ogre. She didn't reply. You won't get away with just cleaning duties or something like that. Joanna closed the cabinet. She held a huge bag of candies in her hand. Oh, you little, put it back. She stuck out her tongue at me and dashed off through the back door. I couldn't just leave it like that. I darted in chase. Sure, the girl had quite a head start, but I've still funneled all my energy into the pursuit. I won't lose her again. We ran through the square. Turned out our steps to the music club building. I was supposed to go there, I think, after lunch. Or was it somewhere else? And came out to the forest trail. Almost caught Joanna and stopped abruptly. I couldn't pull up as sharp, so I crashed into her, sending us sprawling. We rolled down the grass. Gotcha. I gave a victorious shout. No, you didn't, she replied with an ashamed tone. Joanna was lying under me. Her face was red next to mine. I felt her wavy breathing and heat of her body. Sure, right now she was only a child, but soon enough she'll become a woman. Oh, I don't like this where this is going. Move on. It was pretty embarrassing. Gonna rape me? She said, coming back to her senses. You want me to? Anyway, it was more like a game for her. Sure, I do. She made a cunning smile and snorted quietly. Or was it just my imagination? I'm not really in the mood. Whatever. Oh my days. Joanna reached out and bit my nose. I wasn't expecting that, and she even pulled back a little. Just a few moments of hesitation were enough for her to wrestle out and run a dozen feet away. Watch it. You're gonna regret it later. She laughed out loud and disappeared into the woods. The candy bag was left lying on the ground near me. I wondered if she dropped it on purpose. It was getting near dinner time, so I had to hurry up and return the candies. Very preferably, stay under the radar. Of course, I'll explain the situation. It was Joanna who had stolen them. But who's going to believe me?